Hello. Hi, baby.
Hello.
You gonna come help me make some biscuits?
Yes, I am.
So,
I
you
look
making...
tragic.
No, you do not. You look great.
Liar.
So,
Okay.
today we're gonna get out the rolling pin and go make some biscuits today. So, what we have here is we have some flour. We got flour, all-purpose. We have some salt. We have some baking powder. We have some milk.
And we need butter, but it needs to be cold, so it is still in the refrigerator, and we will take it out when we need it.
Which is right there.
Right there.
So, first thing you're gonna want to start to do is you're gonna want to get 2 cups of flour. And also the cups we're using today is a 1 cup, 3/4 cup. We're gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon and a 1/2 tablespoon, or a tablespoon, whichever one you have.
And we're gonna use this. It's kind of like a grater.
Also off camera we have a sheet pan that's been sprayed down with some
Non-stick spray.
Non-stick spray. And we have an egg wash with a little bit of salt in there.
Basically, to make an egg wash, you take an egg, crack it in a bowl, whisk it around with a fork or a whisk, and put a little bit of salt in there.
That reminds me, I need to get a whisk because as we put in all the dry ingredients, if you whisk them together, it makes them lighter and fluffier.
You use your hands a lot.
Whisk.
Whisk.
Whisk. Just your standard wire whisk. Alright, so we're going to start off with the 1 cup. You're going to put 2 cups of flour in your stainless steel bowl, or your bowl, whichever one you want to use. It can be plastic, stainless steel, rubber,
Glass. Just don't drop it.
Yeah. So you're gonna have 2 cups of flour, and then you're gonna want to save the flour, just set it aside, and then you're gonna want to get your baking powder. Put a tablespoon of baking powder in there.
1 tablespoon?
1 tablespoon. I put 2 in there because I have a 1/2 tablespoon, so you can use a 1/2, whatever one, just make sure there's a tablespoon of baking powder inside of the flour. And then you're gonna get your salt.
You need to like push yourself down a little bit. We're sitting down because if we stand up,
She's there, and I'm here. So we're sitting down. Do you want to switch seats since this one's higher?
no, because you have everything over there, and I just like being small in this corner over here.
All right. So you're gonna get your salt and your 1/4 teaspoon, and it's okay if it overflows and goes into there.
I like some salty biscuits.
Yeah. She likes saltier biscuits, which is fine. I like them too. Can I see the whisk, please?
Yeah, if you go freaking rinse it off.
Okay. So, I fell on the floor, so I'm just gonna get a new one. All right.
Or just wash it.
I'll take one.
A bigger boy
I
whisk.
got the biggest.
The biggest boy, the biggest
So, you're just gonna
chungus.
take your whisk, and if you don't know how to hold a whisk, you can just hold it like this. I like to hold it like this. 3 fingers there, and just thumb on the back. Just let your pinky rest wherever.
Because we be culinary.
After all that's in there, just whisk it together, and it should look something like that. Real light.
Or you can just use a fork or a spoon or your hands.
Or you can use, yeah, you can do that too. All right, right now is when we're gonna want to get the butter. So,
Butter.
if you can get that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the grater. We have a flat one. You can use a box grater, whatever kind of grater. If you have a box one, you can just put it right in the flour. If you have one like this, you can just set it right on top. All right. You got the butter, baby?
The batter.
The batter.
The batter.
It's a butter. So, we're gonna use 1.5 sticks of butter for this. How much butter do we have over there?
Not much.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna use 1.5 sticks of butter. So.
I was about to say, where's my phone, but I'm using it to record.
Yeah. All right, so you can just unwrap one of them all together, and then just grate the butter. All right. So
this is my own personal recipe. I developed it over like a month
of quarantine.
For social distancing. It's like day 59.
Yeah, I'd say about day 59. So
and I like to grate the butter because it just gives it a better texture and consistency. I realized that when we were doing it before, we were just cutting it into little chunks, which you can also do if you don't want to go through all this. And then you would just take your hands and you would like flake it a little bit until it like resembles a coarse crumb, and you would see like little butter shards in there. But
and once the butter gets to about like small, you can just throw it in there. Because like she said, it just needs to be small enough to flake. So just get all the butter off of there as much as you can. Get back here and then just brush it down in the bowl.
yeah, and then you want to break it up just by going like this.
Yep.
I'm gonna break it up with the flour. Can you roll my sleeves up? Or no, you can't.
And this is all before you put in the other half stick of butter. We have the other one right here.
Yeah. So I like doing it before you add the other part so that it doesn't all clump together.
And then if you want, you can use what size is this?
I think it's like about 3 inches.
Yeah, like a 3-inch cookie cutter, one about this size.
You can make your biscuits any size you want.
Yeah, that's the size we use.
You can make big boy biscuits. Yeah. You can make mini boy biscuits. You can make star biscuit.
You could make star biscuits.
You make Christmas biscuits. We'll do another video making Christmas biscuits and see how they turn out. So it's basically just supposed to look like that.
Just a small crumble.
As I just like pour it all over the counter.
Yeah, and then after that,
and if your hands look like this, you're doing it right.
So you would just take the other half stick of butter.
Are there any holes in here?
I don't know. Oh, I guess you can't. There you go. I thought there was one on the fridge. All right. So you just take it and then you can just tear it a little more than half, all the way around. And then you just grate it as well.
It doesn't have to be at like exactly 1/2.
Just guesstimate if you want a little more butterier. You can grate a little more in there, or you can just a little less, exact, whatever you want. I never use measuring cups because I think they're lame. Unless you're obviously using it for like flour or something like that. But for butter, I don't use it. All right. So
because in culinary school, you just need to like guesstimate, especially when we go to JWU.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, unfortunately. Maybe someday. We use grams. So we have scales, and we just never use measuring cups.
Yep.
I have a scale at my grandma's house, but that's like 8 hours away.
Yep. Because for quarantine, my beautiful girlfriend, which is this one right there, is staying with us. So, yeah. And we're just wanting to go back to labs really bad. We're just wanting to go back to school.
Which we're going back in July.
Yeah. July 6th, I think. Mm-hmm. Something like that. July 6th, 7th. I don't remember.
I have a countdown on my Instagram.
What is your Instagram, by the way, babe?
It's just Tatiana Denzel.
All right. So now that we have it all crumbled up, resembling light flakes, you can go ahead and dust your hands off, clap them together, smash it. So just get it like that.
Like that.
Real crumbly, and then after that, you'll get your milk, which is right there. We use lactose-free milk since we're all lactose intolerant. you don't feel like to die.
But you can use regular whole milk, 1%, 2%, really any kind of milk. Just if you're gonna use buttermilk, I would look up a different recipe because I haven't perfected my buttermilk recipe yet.
Can you use almond milk?
Yes, you can. It'll just give it like a more
Nutty flavor.
almondy flavor.
All right.
And that's like, we need more.
All right, so we need a little bit more milk. So what I like to do is before I pour the milk in there, I like to get all the dry ingredients on like 1/2 of the bowl to reduce mess and sticky factor on your hands.
So that was 2% milk, and this is 1% milk.
Which doesn't change anything. 1%
Technically,
milk
you're
is
not
just
supposed to do this.
1% milk is just has 1% fat in it, which isn't bad.
We're fucking around. We're experimenting. It's fine.
All right, that's good. So you want to get it to so just a little bubble over on there, and then just pour it on the 1/2 that doesn't have dry ingredients on it, and then so it should look like that. So you see how I pushed all the dry ingredients on one side. You can't really see your milk's going everywhere, but the milk is on this half of the bowl.
How I like to do it is I like to create a little divot in the middle and then just like pour it in there and then put the dry ingredients over. You can do it however you want. Just don't over mix it.
Yeah, you don't want to over mix it in the bowl, but once you've mixed it in the bowl, you can roll it out as many times as you want. You don't have to worry about over mixing it from that point.
Because it just creates more layers.
And layered biscuits means flaky biscuits, and flaky biscuits means good biscuits. All right.
This is kind of the messy part because you're just taking your hands and you're just like pushing it all together. A lot of people don't like doing this, so I'm sorry to say if you don't like it. Oh well.
You don't have to do it this way. You can get a wooden spoon and do it. I have done it that way before. So, and they turned out really good. So you can do whatever you want. You just have to make sure it gets mixed together and it's looking good. All right. Can you
Flour the surface.
Yeah, flour the surface. So what she's doing right now is she's just flouring the surface.
In the bowl.
Just a little dusting of flour on whatever, like I said, surface you're doing this on. We're just doing it on our counter.
Like counter, a table.
Whatever you want to do it on. And then,
As long as it's a hard surface.
Yes.
Don't try to do it on your bed.
Yeah.
That'll be messy. I haven't tried that.
I have. It turned out
You get to get
messy.
sheets.
So after that, you can just take both hands and just like form into like a one small thing. And then you can just sit it there. And then you'll take the other part of it. You can take whatever you haven't done, do the exact same thing.
And
Little
go
ball,
plop.
and right there. All right.
You will take it all, put a little bit of flour on top and on your hands.
And what you'll do is you'll take it and you just knead it. This is where the biscuits tend to like toughen up, right, babe? So you don't want to knead the biscuit dough too hard, too much. Gonna scoot back so y'all beautiful people can see me. All right, so you'll just take it and you'll knead it.
Beautiful human being.
So you just take it and you'll just knead it together just like that. All right.
I'm wiping off my hands.
How I'm doing it is I'm just taking it, squishing it down, turning it on its side, and then squishing it down again. There's several ways you can knead something. You can knead it like that. You can knead it like this, where you go forward, back, and then over again.
And you usually want to use like the heel of your hand.
Then you can do it like that, and then you can do it again. All right. So it's gonna get sticky on the bottom of it, so you can roll it in flour. All Don't, the cats are gonna get it.
Put it back in the first one.
Yeah, just put it back in the fridge. So, just do that so it doesn't get sticky. Alright, so this is a good looking biscuit dough. You know it's good when you can take your finger, stick it in there, wrap it, and then pull it out, and your finger's clean. So.
That's what she said. Yeah. That's what he said. Or that's what she said. We don't judge.
Nope. Alright, so you'll take it, and it'll be it'll be smooth. You'll take some flour, and you'll dust your surface again. This time it should be an aggressive dusting, but there, a little more flour, back and back. Alright.
Also, we've had the oven preheated to 450 this entire time.
Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna take this chair. Alright, that's much better.
I'm tall boy. Still short. That's okay. I'm only 5'3", 2.
Yeah, I'm like a whole foot taller than that, 6'2". So I'll say aggressive dusting because once you take your rolling pin that we've always had out, you can use a French rolling pin, American one like this. A French one just doesn't have the handles, so you have to roll it out like this. So like this.
I forgot what the other one was called. There was another one.
German rolling pin, I think. I don't know.
Tapered one.
Yeah, there's a third rolling pin.
It has like the small ones on the side, and then it's like just tapered.
I don't know. So you'll take a rolling pin, then you'll just roll it on a floured surface. You do this so you can get flour on it and so it doesn't stick. Take it and then you just roll out your dough. Going all the way off and then all the way on. Like that. And then you'll take it. You'll take it and then I fold it. I fold it first.
And then turn it.
And then I turn it. I fold it like that and then lay it back down. And then I'll roll it back out. Alright, and then I'll fold it again because it's a bit long. You take it and then you fold it to thirds again. I do this about 15 times. Alright, so you'll just get your cookie cutter. Like again, we have a 3-inch cookie cutter. You'll just take on some flour and you'll just flour it up and then just cut it. I like it. I say a nice thickness is when you push down on it and you hear like air escape.
These are going in the oven.
Nope, we have to egg wash them first, baby.
After we egg wash them.
Yep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the camera, flip it around, and she's gonna show you how to egg wash.
I'll show how to egg wash.
Alright, so we have our egg here, which we just cracked 1 egg in it and a little bit of salt. You'll take it and then you'll just gently brush it over just like that.
Gently. And right now we are taking the biscuits out.
Yes, sir. So just get your handy dandy oven mitt, throw it open, and you got biscuits.
Got some biscuits.
Since it is hot, you don't want to throw it on your counter. You just throw it right on your stove.
And this is the one, obviously, that we put together and shoved in the little cookie cutter that we had.
So it does not
This
turn
one's a
out
great
the better.
example of the flaky biscuit. That one, we have that one.
Another way to tell if it's flaky is if you take it and you and you take it and you like push it together like that and it would lift open. So
turn your oven off.
Turn it off.
Always. They look very pretty.
And that's how you make biscuits.
Yes.
You can always rewatch this video whenever you like. Making biscuits, making not biscuits, doesn't matter. We're gonna be making more videos in the future. So watch us again. Bye.
Here. So yeah, be sure to hit subscribe and watch us make some, what are we making? Key lime pie. That's one thing we're making.
Might be making curry.
Mm-hmm.
Might be making several things. Baking, not baking.
Fish and chips and fish tacos.
Yep.
Is something we're also making soon because we love cooking with fish.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, goodbye.
Bye-bye.